It's interesting because, you look at his numbers so far, and definitely it's been different. He's hitting 243. Normally he's a 291 hitter. Still a high on-base percentage, ton of walks. But going back to Bo's point earlier, part of that must just be you're in a franchise right now which is really struggling. You're not sure if you want to be there. How much does that impact a player like that?
I think it does. I mean, I think, like Bo said, like when you're playing on a team, I've been on those teams too. I've been on those teams where you're struggling. Like I said, the year I was with the Pirates, got traded to the Tigers. It just brought me to another level of a player because you're excited. You know what I mean? And I think when you see a guy like Soto, this guy's a generational player, guys.
Yeah.
You talk about a guy that's just at another level. 23 years old. We haven't seen something like this since Miguel Cabrera, maybe, when he was traded to the Tigers, right? When you look at a guy like Soto, the thing I love about him, it doesn't matter if you have a nasty righty or a nasty lefty. It doesn't matter if you throw a backdoor slider, he can go to left center, right? It doesn't matter if the lefty, he's nasty, he tries to come dead center, he's going to go dead center. This guy is a generational player. He's Cooperstown bound if he stays healthy. I mean, you see how his swing is. Look how he just rotates on his backside. So simple, so quiet. This swing ages so well. Look at that turn right there, Bo. You talked about even Austin Riley. But look at Soto. Not even really a step, just boom and lets it rip. Now, this is the thing right here I think that separates him, that will make him one of the best players. His plate discipline is unprecedented, unmatched. This guy finds a way to get on base. He's a tough bat, tough out. Also, too, he gets into high leverage counts a lot, 3-1, 2-0, because you don't want to pitch this guy early. He will get you, and he's got that little swag, too. So we're looking at a guy right here. I think to wrap our heads around it, this is a generational guy. Whoever gets this guy, he's 23 years old, and the only guy I could really think about of a comparison is Miguel Cabrera. Yeah. Look at the career Miguel Cabrera ended up having: 500 home runs, 3,000 hits. I think Juan Soto, if he goes somewhere either this year or next year, we're talking about a guy that's going to be a game-changing bat.
And great in the postseason. 929 OPS back in 2019. He took Cole deep twice, Kershaw, Verlander. I mean, this is a guy, whoever's going to get him, Bo, he's a guy who's proven in the postseason.
It's the number one trade chip on the market, and whoever gets him, they're going to tilt the field in their favor. When you look at Juan Soto and what he adds to your lineup, it's a left-handed bat that hits good pitching. So when you look at his numbers, I'm not worried about the current numbers because I look at guys, and there's one thing you can't quantify, and that's how another person is feeling. And Juan Soto is showing up each and every day with the Washington Nationals. You had all the contract situation. Now you got the trades swirling around his head. He has not had a chance to just come to the ballpark and play baseball. So imagine him, one, getting all the trade rumors behind him. The contract negotiation falls by the wayside because you're entering a pennant race, and now what becomes prominent is winning another chip. And you're adding a guy who's already been to the promised land and has won a championship, and Juan Soto is a winner, and he wants nothing more but to get back into that spotlight.
And we look at now, so, okay, which team needs him the most? To me, Case, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
Cards, Dodgers, Padres. They need a bat. There's no doubt about it. We're still waiting for Tatis, hopefully back sooner rather than later. Yeah. Machado's been a one-man band. They get Soto, they feel like a different team.
It's a no-brainer because that lineup needs a big bat. They need, you look at the outfield production. That's not going to win your World Series.
No.
And the Padres have been putting pieces together to try and win that World Series, get to the postseason. But Juan Soto, like you said, if he goes into that lineup, all of a sudden they are exponentially better. So I think the Padres of all those teams need him the most. There's no doubt about it.
I think if you're the Padres, I agree with you. The Padres need Juan Soto the most. But more importantly, when you see the Dodgers on that list, if you're the Padres, you just absolutely cannot let Juan Soto go to the Dodgers. So it's almost like you're getting him for your own offense, but you're also playing defense so that he don't go to the Dodgers, because if he lands in L.A., it's lights out. It's lights out.
It's over. And I think that's one of the reasons why. And A.J. Preller's always been very aggressive, right? He's willing to give up, apparently, 3 of his top 5 prospects. Go ahead, I'll give you what you want, because he knows how important it is to get a guy like that.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, too, why do you have prospects? Why do you go
for this time?
For this time.
This is why.
For this time, to make the run. You got Machado. You signed Tatis. You just locked up Musgrove. All these guys.
Yes.
Why do you have prospects? You have prospects for this time to go get a guy like Juan Soto or a big bat that can get you to where you want to go.
And here's the beauty of it. When you trade prospects, yes, we can't see into the future and know what those prospects are going to be. But when you start to look at your roster and you have this star-studded roster, let's just say it all falls apart. Like, San Diego went down this road before when they acquired Kimball and Upton and that whole crew. It did not work out. What did they do? They flipped those guys and restocked their farm system. That put them back in position to hit the reset button, and now they find themselves on the brink of the postseason. But if you're the Padres, you have to push all of your chips to the center of the table and say, this is the best chance we have, and we're going for it.
And this is a guy, too, you're probably not going to sign him on the free agent market, but you do have control of him for 3 postseasons. If you get a guy like this for 3 postseasons, you lock in Juan Soto.
Just think right now, 2 23-year-olds, Tatis and Soto in your lineup.
Oh, my. Thank you.
It makes a manager look real smart.
Real smart, real smart. Get Bo back in there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Bob Melvin, I love this move. Managers love those kinds of moves. And for the Dodgers, again, just how much better. Just think of this lineup right now.
Oh.
How good they are. If you add Soto in there, Bo, it feels like it's lights out.
I use the terminology like
look at that. Mookie, Soto, Trey, Freeman, Will Smith, etc.
It's one of those things. You're going to have a lot of pitchers coming up with, maybe they go into COVID IL, or, they wake up, they had a scratchy throat,
right?
Or my elbow is not feeling good, because that is what you call murderer's row. You have Cody Bellinger, former MVP. He's hitting 9th in this lineup.
Crazy.
Yes.
I mean, geez.
That's a pitcher's worst nightmare. And what you love about it, if you're the Dodgers, it's the balance of it.
Right.
You see the balance, left-right balance, and they can just strike you from so many different directions. There's 9 guys in that lineup that can change the game with one swing.
That's crazy.
And we don't know now. Listen, the Cardinals get him. That changes that team. Obviously, you already have Arenado and Goldschmidt. But to me, it feels like it's in the West. Preller and Freeman, those guys, when they really want to push for something, they're not going to get denied. But
if you're the Washington Nationals, you're in the king position.
Oh, my God. Who else want to give you more? Give a little more. Give a little more. Take an auctioneer.